Good morning, Jeffrey Paul, with an inspiration for you. I hope you're doing well. I'm believing you're doing well, but I have a challenge that will be assurative to find you well the next time I see you, which will be tomorrow morning when we share our deeper and more in-depth teaching, our Sunday morning inspiration. But the title of today's inspiration for you is to really act on what you hear. You know, so many times we hear things and it goes in one ear. What's the saying your mom probably was scolding you about? I'd say something to you, it goes in one ear and out the other. You know, it's a funny expression, but it really is what happens no matter what it is, unless we truly comprehend and commit to what we hear to put it into action, to do what we heard. Now, what does this all mean for you today? It's really an exciting message because it comes out of the book of James 1, chapter 1, verses 22 through 25. It's pretty interesting. It's the relationship of really capturing what you hear in your quiet time, in your spiritual time, in your inner being of listening to that voice within, and then remembering and putting it in practice. Well, let me tell you a real story that really happened and really drove this message home to me. So often, we get ourselves journaling. If you're a journaler, I hope so, or you're a goal setter and you set down goals for yourself, or just planning in your mind a business, a family, whatever it might be. And we get busy, and guess what happens? We forget. Have you ever forgot? Do you ever forget where your keys were at? You were the one that had them last. The stupidest question anybody could ask you when you're saying, I can't find my keys, I'm in a rush to get out. Where did you see them last? Where did you put them last? Because if you remembered, you would go get your keys, and the key would then lead you to wherever you wanted to go. Well, the key that you don't want to forget is the things that you want to do, the things that you are set your mind on, your goals on, your hopes on, your dreams on. And you know, it's better to be doing the dreams instead of just dreaming the dreams, wouldn't you say? And the reality, though, is we forget. We really forget. It is amazing how we forget. And James says that. It says that, you know, you go into the mirror and you look at yourself, get yourself lined up, you comb your hair, you fix yourself up, you see what you look like. You walk away from the mirror and you forget almost immediately what you look like. Well, why does he use that similar process of teaching, of looking in a mirror? Well, I said the real experience. The real experience is my son. My son Josh was younger, of course. He was living at the house, and he was getting ready to go out on a date, and he wanted to look his best, so the shower mirror was all fogged up, so he cleaned it off with a towel, looked at himself, got himself ready, got himself dressed and walked down the hallway and stopped in his brother's bathroom to look at how he looked. And I happened to be watching this whole thing take place. Then the next thing he does is he comes to the hallway, and in our hallway we've got a mirror, and he looks at himself, and I'm still catching this view of watching him look in the mirror. And you know, he primps a little bit, and good looking guy, anybody that knows him knows that, but he continued to go through the process. He goes down to kiss his mom goodbye and looks again in the hallway bathroom mirror. He goes out to the carway and gets in his car, starts the car. What do you think he does? He adjusts his mirror and looks at how he looks. Now I know where he got wherever he was going and to pick up whoever he was going to pick up. He was going to look again somewhere along the line. And when I read that scripture, that story, that real story, really struck out to me. Did he forget what he looked like? No, he wasn't, you know, egotistically vain or anything. But what was he looking at? Well, that example is what happens when you have a dream, you have a desire, you have a goal, you have a want that just gets forgotten and never put into action. Never put into action, never taken the steps. So you take a few steps and you get distracted left and right. Have you been there? Have you gone through that relationship of forgetting important things in your life that you've set forth as the beginning of the year, or you know, whenever it is that you've set it, that you really want to accomplish, and you kind of just forget it? Well, I have a challenge for you. Stop forgetting. And one of the principles and one of the lessons about not forgetting, we're going to talk about this in real depth tomorrow in our teaching on Sunday, is how not to forget, how to remind your mind, renew your mind every day, and how to remind your heart and how to fan into flame, as the scripture says, to really get you excited again every day about the goals, about the journey, about life, about where you're going, what you want, and why you want it. It's so important. I mean, it's so important because it's important to be living your dreams, not dreaming your dreams. Does that make sense to you? It does to me. I hope it does to you. I don't want to just sit around dreaming about things. I don't want to be hoping for things. I want to be in the action flow of achieving those things, putting those things into action. And it takes the reminder of what you really want and why you want it with all your heart, with all your might, with all your strength, and then to put it into action. So, join me tomorrow in an inspirational teaching of In Depth at 7:30 tomorrow in the morning, a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to share about how and the ways and principles and techniques that are really simple for you to remember where you're going. Remember what you really look like in the mirror of your spiritual inner heart. To remember those things that are important, that you're courageous, that you're strong when you feel weak and you feel not so confident. To remember that you are precious and wonderfully made when you forget that you're not loved or the other things that people are ignoring you or not making you feel good. Those are the things that you need to remember, that you are blessed in your coming in and going out, that you're precious, that you're wonderful, that you're magnificent, that you're capable of doing beyond what you could ask or imagine. And we forget those things. Not only just the goal do we forget, not just the opportunity of a New Year's resolution do we forget. We forget the most important thing in life, to do life, which is who you are. So tomorrow, join me again at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to learn a little deeper and a little wider and a little higher on how to remember who you are, where you're going, what do you want, and why you want it, and to continue to refresh that and renew that each and every day. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Take the time today and just kind of dwell on or look through your journals or look through your notes or look through whatever it is that reminds you of maybe what you want, where you're going, and why you want it. And come to the session tomorrow morning and join with some friends to really hear and use those things as the tools that we springboard off into really helping you remember. So also remember to maybe read James chapter 1, verse 22 through 25, and remember my son Joshua, but don't tell him I said this. I hope he's watching, but in truth, I hope he really is obviously knowing now really who he is, and I want to help you get there too. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm Jeffrey Paul, and don't forget, beauty and change begins within. See you tomorrow.